Good day indeed. It's been a minute. Um, Lots going on. There's just lots going on. Some of it personal, some of it professional, some of it physical, some of it, you know, maybe psychological. I don't know. Thinking of P words, philosophical even. um, but no less a lot. So forgive my absence. I'm returned, but I admit I do intend for this to be brief. I'm tired. I've been up for we're veering towards 24 hours at this point, and there's some stuff I not need to do before bed, but would like to do before bed, which I need to go to sleep. So, sometimes when I get in a work mode, but also like when I'm in the ovulation section of the cycle, the follicular and the beyond, um, it's like this. Why sleep? Don't need rest. Fucking go. Not even on purpose. It's just I slept for 4 hours. I could have kept sleeping. I couldn't fall back to sleep. I don't know even know why I woke up. I just do that sometimes. I'm doing one of those tonight. Working on a song. The help of a friend who I met via Twitch. Amazing. Love it. And I'm pretty excited about it. And I've been kind of just putting it out there a little bit what I'm doing, but I'm also maybe somewhat waiting until it's done. Probably gonna be a minute though. I was like, I'll just do something quick in a week. And then I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna take the next 2 months, maybe. Who knows how long to work on this a long song. So yeah. Hopefully we get a little sample out. And I always got some writing to do, so that's for after. For now, what about some reading? I was honestly just gonna come on here and read some Ram Dass. I'm almost like too tired to read it, but it's good. It's just a quick thing. We're still taking breaks from tarot and whatnot. Sipping on some coffee, but it's not gonna do shit after 24 hours that you've been awake. The coffee just isn't really gonna hit like that. So let's roll the ads that we have to roll, and I'll grab Ram Dass, and we shall read a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up where it got cut off last time, and man, I don't know how long this is gonna last. I felt bad. It's been a couple days. I could have streamed the other night, and I was just like, man, I don't know. Didn't feel like it. I think I was just tired, so came on here because I'm dedicated. Appreciate all of you. Read for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna go. Sorry if you just tuned in, I gotta roll fucking ads on you, but it is what it is. See you in a minute. Nah, fuck it. I'll do a minute ad for you. Okay, so we're back. Chat mode. Grabbed Ram Dass. Gonna pack a bowl, to be honest. It's ritual, but we got to. Plus, the minute only got us 20 minutes. So here's my plan is. Oh man, I'm already so tired. Got a lot done today though. I kind of love being awake. Um, Sometimes all the stuff we do as humans really bogs you down, doesn't it? You know, having to sleep, having to eat, having to shit, having to drink, whatever you gotta do. It's annoying when there's so many more cooler things that maybe aren't necessary to survival, but are definitely a lot more interesting, you know? Although I would argue that eating is pretty pretty great, even if you don't feel like doing it from time to time. Um Okie dokie. Yeah. Make it more interesting than that in between. Really. Um I was thinking of something and maybe it wasn't really meant to be out loud that I was thinking it. Anyways, I'm gonna try to make it 20 minutes and then I have to roll another ad, do another minute, read for 20 minutes, and then go. If I last for 40 minutes, I'd be impressed. If I don't, it's because I just can't. It's tiring. I'm tired. Yeah. But I'm excited. I like life. I'm enjoying what I do. So it's like hard to sleep or hard to even want to at this point in the day. With all the things. Dom, on my stream, or what are we talking about? Let's see, okay, little bit. What? On my streams, in my dreams, haha. That dreams are like 7 minutes. I don't know. What a boring ass night. It was too late. It's because it's like what, 4 in the afternoon where you are? And it's like fucking 4 a.m. where I am. It is dead on Twitch. Do I even bother reading? Maybe I just won't do like a whole 20, 40 minute thing and just pack in this bowl. Maybe if I rip it, I'll be like, wow, suddenly I feel so awake. Probably not the case. We'll see. How y'all doing though? Sorry. Oh, who isn't? I don't know why Under Oath just popped in my head. It's what makes you feel alive. It's like a screamo. This is where we both are wrong. Yeah. Melatonin worked the first time I ever took it. It was like the best sleep I ever got. I slept for 9 hours straight. I did not move. I felt refreshed when I woke up. And then it never worked again. It just literally did not help me sleep. It did not make me feel good in the morning. It did not make me still. It worked one time only, and then it never fucking worked again. I'm like not allowed to have sleep aids. God has a funny way of showing you what you want and what you need, I guess. Um, yeah, I mean that's what I was just saying is I got 4 hours of sleep and now I'm going on like 24 hours of being awake. You know, not quite 24. I'm at 20. So it's like on 4 hours, like that math just doesn't add up. So like I'm yawning tired, but I'm still up. Impressive. Because it's not like I just didn't do jack shit all day. Obviously, I was doing that just right before this. And then before that, I was doing like, chores, laundry. And before that, I was doing some writing. Before that, I did a tarot reading. Before that, that was just the evening. Tarot started at 6 p.m. So I just listed a few things I've done since then. Like, I don't know. Once I get wind, I just don't want to stop, and it's hard to sleep. Maybe you're like that too, and don't realize it, but my periods will slow me down, where it's like physically my body's fucking bleeding. So you don't really want to do anything, and also you stink. So be depressed. Like, oh, mean, rude, and now everyone hates me. It's like nobody said that. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna not do anything then. So I'm forced to take breaks in that way, and maybe for some of you, not so simple, not so noticeable when you need a break. So for that, I'm a bit grateful to some degree, even if you don't always get the break you need, despite everything, right? So cheers. Cheers. Tom, I don't know if you're still there. I'm excited for what we're working on. You are still there, right there. Is that a bong? That's cute. These are not prescription, by the way. It was 11:11 on the clock. I got them for my boss's daughter's birthday. Very fun. I was working. It's okay. I love it. I'm yawning, but it's because I've been awake for like 20 fucking hours. That's so sweet. Don't you love that? I love Twitch for that reason. Not for that reason, for so many reasons. I just fucking love them. Love this community. Love people on here gifting and doing all these things for each other. It's so sweet. Everyone's a lot of my subs have been gifted, I think. Yeah, that'd be pretty rad. All my dreams were tidal waves, and every day was Christmas. That song's been stuck in my head since you said you liked telepathic surgery. If you take away my pain, it's something to my brain. You said alien, and I thought of chrome plated suicide. I was like, it makes sense. That's the best thing in the world. There. It's like the fucking single off that album. No. I can't even think of any other songs. I think Shaved Gorilla is on that album too. Wait, am I singing Shaved Gorilla? No, that's Chrome Plated Suicide, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't fucking know. It's good though. I thought this was like the only good song on that album. I don't know what you liked if it wasn't that. No, it's good. No, it's good. I liked it too. I'm just gonna chit chat because we got like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna roll another minute ad, and then we'll have 20 minutes, and I'll read Ram Dass for 20 minutes, and then I'll probably go. It'd be sweet if I made it another 20 minutes after that to just chat and like did a full hour stream. But it would be kind of insane to do. But what difference at that point? If you get 40 minutes in, you might as well get an hour in. Fuck it. Oh my god. I can be very enticing in that way. Yeah, people think it's manipulation, but it's persuasion. There's nothing, I mean, I'm not, never am I asking anyone to do anything with deceit. I'm being very upfront, honest. What I really better stab me if you don't like it, or because you're more than welcome to join me. Because so manipulation. No, you voluntarily come here to waste your time. Gotta love 420. It was 14, but I just looked up and was gonna say gotta love coffee, and it was 420, and I just happened to look at it at the very right time. Okay, so other than that, I feel like I would not say too much about what goes on in my what is has been going on in my life this past week. So nothing else to report other than these insane creative endeavors. I literally, here's the thing. if I drink coffee, I will literally get insane sometimes where I won't stop talking and it's very fast and it's like, whoa. And then other times, like right now, I'm so tired. I'm so past the point of exhaustion that me drinking this much coffee is straight up not going to do anything. I went from being I can't have coffee past like 4 p.m. and switching to pop if I was staying up all night. Like you saw me talk about this on streams. I live with a coffee pot now. So I'm just like, I'm going to make 12 cups and I'm going to drink it. And then it might take a couple days, but I'm going to drink it. And at first I was monitoring how much I was drinking. It was like, oh, I'll do 4 cups for 3 days or something, or do 10 and, you know, whatever. But lately I feel like I consume a bunch and then I'm like, oh, this is less than I thought. I'll make more. No, probably still averaging 5-ish, 5 cups, whatever that would be. Over the course of, like I said though, I'm up for 20 fucking hours. What am I gonna do? Is that why is the caffeine maybe why I'm not sleeping all the way through the night? I don't know. I feel like 5 hours is pretty good, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how I figured out I could channel anybody anytime with sleep deprivation. Or I was drugged, but it's very hard to say. If I was drugged, I'm pissed. But I'll probably forgive, you know, not forget. Yeah, dude. The thing about being on the brink of exhaustion is it is being on the brink of death, and being on the brink of death, you see a lot of things. It's like, okay, this isn't a great example. And also, I'm in a dress and it kind of looks like I'm just not wearing pants, but like I'm kind of not wearing pants, but it's like a dress. So it was like a lot of leg right there. Um, what do you mean? What is the Bardo? But okay, so think of it this way: like if somebody's on the verge of death, that's why a lot of people will tell you if they've experienced having cancer or a loved one who had cancer, they might tell you that their whoever was afflicted with it would see ghosts and see things on the other side and yeah, right? Um, so I think there's like a certain air of death. Got you. Okay. That's kind of what I'm talking about too. That's exactly what I was bringing up, but I didn't have a name for it, and I used cancer patients as a reference. And I am very sorry. RIP to anybody who has lost their life to the battle, and good luck to anybody battling it now. Um, I've been there. Yeah, the little shrunken heads and stuff. I should look into the Bardo because I definitely was somewhere. And like I said, it was like maybe I was drugged, maybe it was a spiritual moment, maybe it was some kind of weird government technology. We've talked about all of these things as possibilities. Very creepy place. It was more like death though. This is maybe not it, but I don't want to get too into that. I did see some crazy stuff though. So I didn't sleep for like a month when I was like hallucinating super heavily, and whether or not I was drugged is still up for questioning. I'm not pursuing it, but my therapist was like, "No, I would think that you were drugged. That doesn't sound like regular like mental hallucinations, bro." I'm like, ah, that's a good point. Thank you. Um, Either way, stayed awake, and I did talk to John Lennon for the first time during that time, or consciously for the first time. I've been talking to dead people for a while, and I just didn't know who they were and didn't get that they were talking to me. Right? It was then I stayed up, and then so I just kept staying up, and then eventually couldn't sleep. And every time I closed my eyes, it was like I was resting and having such intense nightmares that felt so real that I would just get up and open my eyes again and be like, all right, so there's no point in sleeping. Having these like crazy PTSD, like dream state nightmares while I'm fully conscious, but my eyes are closed. And then I started having them when my eyes were fucking open. So I just was like, I'm good. I don't want to do this anymore. And I got very badly injured. Really no other way to tell that one, right? So, um, yeah, I saw a bunch of stuff. I saw a bunch of stuff. It's scary and cool. It was cool and then scary, and it was just everything I ever needed to know. But it was way more information than I was asking for because I wasn't really asking necessarily for anything except for why do I want to fucking kill myself just because I'm getting a period? And the long way was a whole lot. It's a lot. Yes. Well, it took some time because it's a lot. Like that, yeah, kind of fuck. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, but sometimes you sacrifice little bits of yourself, little bits of humanity, or the process that you need to kind of go through to maintain and to stay in perfect health, and sometimes we, like, intentionally sabotage it, which I find interesting, but continuously useful. It's just in the same way people might get drunk, we might stay awake, or, I smoke weed or just, drink coffee, and I'm getting pretty fucked up from those things, like, from not sleeping and going on these creative binges where it's like, yeah, I don't really do drugs all the time by any means, no. But, like, cool, I might do something like this. Hello. Greetings, Starseed. Sorry if I was yelling. I'm just cooling, by the way. I gotta roll an ad in 3 minutes. I was gonna read some Ram Dass. You said it. Fill me out. Okay, I don't know. There's a delay in the chat. I just got a very familiar smell from something that when I was a young teen, maybe like 13, 14. So I was maybe middle school, high school. It kind of reminds me of a sort of a certain kind of plastic smell that was very particular to the early 2000s. If that is kind of resonating, it reminds me, first thing I think is my lime green watch band. I had no watch on it, it was just the band. It was like a bracelet, but it clasped like a watch. So something about that. It might be the way that the color of your screen name looks through these glasses. But that popped in my mind. So I don't know if you were around the same age that time or what, but that's cool. That was my message for you. Maybe you're wearing a green watch or something like that. It could just be like I said, the green screen name, but I feel like it was the smell that triggered the memory of it, not really the color. Oh, yeah. I would have been younger in the early 2000s. It's funny I said the teen years. Oh. Two, 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 two. Yeah, you're in the right place. I was just gonna read some Ram Dass though, but maybe that's what you gotta hear. If you already read Be Here Now, right? So, oh, you haven't. You don't know what I'm talking about. Ow! What the fuck was that? Somebody just walked the fuck in here. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I can always fucking hear you. Sorry, 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 sorry. Oh my god, we talked about the book. We talked about the book. I can't be cussing over the book. You can't slam the book. You can't hurt the book. See, but that's the thing. I can't hurt the book, right? True. Touche. Not the point. Be nice. I am sorry. It hurts, though, my ears. Hurts my ear. Especially if I'm caught off guard. And I can imagine maybe you felt the same way for a long time. Aspect of it, in a sense. But it's almost not even fair because you see me coming, or no, I mean, yeah, true. You know when I show up, and then you know when I'll be there, you know when I'll stand and blah blah da 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 da. Me, not as much. Kind of bullshit. So fucking annoying. Okay. Yes, back to that. No, we got 45 seconds. I gotta roll the ad. I'm just gonna roll a minute ad instead of 3 minutes because I'm probably not gonna make this a long stream. So we're just doing the 20-minute increments because I'm really pretty sleepy. I'm tired. I'm not sleepy. I'm exhausted, but I'm fucking going. So be back in a minute. Is that the evil queen? You guys are good. I like that. I like that. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Hello. We're just tuning in. I don't think anyone is. I think we've been here and knew this was coming, yeah? You're unfamiliar. This is Be Here Now. From Nas, aka Dr. Richard Alpert. Whatever the fuck his name is. I gotta love it. I've gotta love it. I was never a big fan. I've had this book before, never read it. I bought it because I owed them. Definitely owed them. As it does go to a good cause to this day, yes. And when you see it, get it. Period. If it's a trade, if it's a buy, it doesn't matter where you are. If you see it, get it. Don't look. You never look for it. It's just if you see it, you get it. And the first copy I had, it came to me that way, and I traded it almost immediately. That's why I never read it. Very beautiful. So this time I knew it. It was my last step because this is what has taught me that yes, I am a certified holy man. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. This book, I was just reading it out loud on the stream, and I was like, yes, the way they just described that holy man definitely describes me. Shit. Okay then. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah. So because if you missed the reading from the book, this was written in 1960s, late 60s, published in the early 70s. Most of this was happening in the 50s and early 60s, right? This man, they go up in the mountains to see this man, and it's kind of sitting out there, and there's a bunch of people sitting with him, and they're going to see him because he's the holy man. And they pull up, and somebody else, they're borrowing somebody's car. It's Ram Dass and this kid who's like his spiritual mentor at that point. And the holy man's there, and he knows the young one already. That's where the young one got his spiritual teachings from. The young one was a holy man before Ram Dass was. Okay. So he goes up to see the holy man, his mentor. And Ram Dass is following his mentor, who's coming, showing him his mentor, blah, blah, blah. So the holy man's like, "Hey, can I get the car?" And the young one says, "Yeah, of course." And Ram Dass just pretty much has a fucking conniption at that point. He's like, "I cannot believe I'm doing any of this at this point." Um, but they just kind of sit there and joke and roast them, just make jokes and crack fire and, "Oh, I can't have it. Oh, why not? Oh, it should be mine." Da, 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 da. That's what the holy man is doing. I'm like, okay, yes, I can be an asshole. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's part of the job. Okay. Is to poke at wounds. As the healer, is think of a doctor. When you say, "Oh, I think I broke my arm," what does the doctor do? Does this hurt? Oh, yeah. Okay. What does a holy man do? Does this hurt? Oh, yeah. Okay. How else can I fix your wounds? How else am I going to do what I do? So the holy man sits in the mountains. He's roasting these fuckers just pulled up and fucking came a long way just to get roasted, robbed. No, no, no. Nobody's taking anything. That's not the point of asking. If I can have it. It's what it's worth. Right? So Ram Dass needs a second. He's having a fucking conniption. And he goes aside, and the holy man follows him, and he sits with him, and he says, "Ah, yes, you thought of your deceased mother last night, and she died in this certain way, right?" And he's like, "Oh, shit, I didn't tell anybody that. Now I'm listening." And I said, "Okay, I'm a holy man." That's true mark of the holy man, is you know how to roast, and you know how to romance. In the necromancy type way, but it sounded cuter, right? So that was okay, yeah, love that. I loved it for me because in the moment I was like, "Wow, that is what I needed from this book." But I'm going to continue to read it so everybody gets what they need from it. So anytime you tune in, and anytime I'm on this screen, Ram Dass is dead. They're all dead. These people are all dead, unless you meant me. But no, they're all dead. This is a long time ago. This holy man was old in the 60s, and Ram Dass died in 2019, right before COVID. Yeah. He didn't feel like going through that. He was old and losing his head already. Space cadetted, and his body was going out. Hi, babes. We haven't even talked today. Who's silly? What are you talking about? Sorry, I totally read that wrong. You said, okay, I'm so sorry. You said I am silly. This is real silly early hours of the morning. I have been awake for like 20 hours and I got like 4 hours of sleep. And honestly, I got fucking drunk last night and maybe broke my fucking nose. I don't know. So listen, yeah, real silly early hours of the morning is what we call those. I read that wrong. You said sounds like someone I might know, LOL. And I read that as sounds like someone I might like to know. Like sounds like someone I might like would like to know. And I'm like, "What? They're dead." But now I understand what your comment meant. My bad. Um, cool. Yeah. So my butterfly clip's falling out. It's funny. Is it orange or pink? I think it should be the pink one. I don't know if pink's a good color for you. Shut up. Who ate who Hell yeah, I love that. Um, you're funny. But yes, I agree. I agree. The holy man, the awakening. So let's get to it. We're reading some Ram Dass. We got 13 minutes till the next ad roll because I'm fucking tired. So we're doing 20-minute increments and 1-minute ad breaks tonight. I was like, I can't stay here for 3 minutes, and I cannot do an extended hour. We're just gonna go with the short increment. So I'm gonna pick up on the page. I'm gonna start from the top of the page where the last stream. I think it was the last stream I did. Just got cut off. The internet got disconnected, and it just like okay. That's dope. Yeah, I like literally rearrange everything in my life pretty much daily, so I'm into it. Sometimes I want to stream while I'm rearranging and I'm like, I move too much, but I love that you got that vibe. Okay. Who the fuck are you? No, it's fine. I wasn't even trying to be rude when I said that. It sounded rude as hell, but it's also like, well, sure. Um, okay. So anyways, right. Sorry. If you stream and you read on your stream, sure, theoretically, you probably could, right? That's a great idea. I love it. But in the meantime, you're cool too. Good, good, good. Thank you. You seem cool. I don't know who you are. That's the whole fucking hilarious part of you being on the stream is I can't really see anybody. I gotta take it all for what they say and what it's worth. I just trust people inherently because it's part of the gig of being honest is well, if I believe in my truth and honesty, then I must believe that others will be true and honest to me. That's my most basic principle and the foundation of any relationship that you have to have in life. Because if you feel you can't trust anybody, then what's the point? Because madness. So anyway, my last stream I think just got cut in the midst of reading this. I was trying to finish to a chapter or to a page, but it was out for too long. Good. It was out for too long the other day, and I just didn't have the patience to wait for it to click back on. So just gonna pick it up. I think oh, you know what's funny about me telling the story of the holy man? That's where we left off. You were out under the stars last night. Huh. You were thinking about your mother. Yes. Wow, I thought that's pretty good. I never mentioned that to anybody. She died last year. Uh-huh. She got a very big stomach before she died. Yeah. He leaned back and closed his eyes. Spleen. She died of spleen. Another reason I'm a holy man. I broke my spleen. Lived. It was kind of a funny thing. Well, what happened to me at the moment, I can't really put into words. He looked at me a certain way at the moment, and two things happened. It seems simultaneous. They do not seem like cause and effect. The first thing that happened was my mind raced faster and faster to try to get leverage, to get a hold of what he had just done. I went through every super CIA paranoia I ever had. Who is he? What does he represent? Where's the button he pushes when the file appears? And why have they brought me here? None of it would gel. It was just too impossible that it could have happened that way. The guy I was with didn't know all that stuff, and I was a tourist in a car, and the whole thing was just too far out. My mind went faster and faster and faster. Up until then, I had two categories for psychic experience. One was they happened to somebody else and they haven't happened to me, and they were terribly interesting and were certainly had to keep an open mind about it. That was my social science approach. The other one was, well, I do know I'm not creating the whole thing. Oh, wait. The other one was, well, okay, I can't even lie. I can't see shit. I can see with the when I'm looking at the light. Looking at this, I can't read with these on. The fuck you mean? Get out of here. I don't know who that's for. Take the off. Take them off. Take them off. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. 2 separate messages. I genuinely was having a hard time reading the page, but somebody. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Okay, cool. Thank you. Because I think I will go down that path a bit in some sense, the semblance of that. Do not look with me with loving eyes, but rather find the love that looks at you, right? By finding me. Okay. That's yes, write that down and quote me if you need to. But that's I don't know, it's very oddly specific energy for a bunch of randos tonight, don't you think? Yes. Because I always have to prove my work to the new people, which is fine. I don't mind doing it. I'm gonna light a special incense a friend of mine gave me. They're lavender and rosemary. So I think somebody's name is Rosemary. I don't know. I thank you for the subscription. Um, yeah, a little piece cracked off. So, um, because my love goes where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows it but me. Listen, as a person, I don't need to prove anything. But when it comes to people trusting me with their spiritual needs and their minds and my psychic abilities, I absolutely feel it is necessary to prove myself to anyone who is going to share the space with me so that they fucking know what they are getting into by watching. Because it can get very, very, very fucking personal. And it can be very, very, very intrusive, very invasive. And while you all remain anonymous, I can be very revealing without meaning to be. There has been things on this channel that I can see that I have never asked to see. Okay, so if somebody is Rosemary, they say hello. Anyways. Good. Are we actually friends? Or, I mean, you say you're not anonymous, but your name is Shamanic Awakening, and I have no idea who you are. Okay. Like, so yes, everyone is anonymous to me. I'm the one who's not. I see that. But I see what you're saying. You stream too. Cheers. By the way, if y'all didn't know, if it's legal for you where you live, it's legal for you to do on Twitch. That's why we smoke weed. What up, lemons? I'm not doing tarot. Literally says I'm reading them, but it's fine. Oily boy. God damn. Yes, you did. Cheers, baby. Did you just walk your happy bass back in here? Happy ass back in here? I got that song stuck in my head. Because my love goes where my rosemary grows, and nobody knows it but me. Very sorry for you. No, it's okay. I just love that you chimed in and the numbers went up, so I thought maybe you just had good timing. But I appreciate you lurking. I don't care, baby. Thank you for being here. Girl, don't even talk to you. Want some energy? I'll give you some because I'm gonna need to sleep soon. Now listen, fucking got rowdy last night. I fucking slept for maybe 4 hours. I don't know what time I went to bed. I was a little too rowdy to notice. And then I was up at 7:30 in the goddamn morning. Do you know how often I wake up at 7:30 in the morning? Never. I have scheduled and detailed my life around the fact that I never want to wake up that early. I did it a little bit briefly about a year ago to nanny. Not even no, not wait, 2 years ago? No, a year ago. Yeah, like a year ago. It was the last time I woke up at like 7:30 in the morning. I woke up at 7:30 in the morning today. Alcohol is a funny thing. Um, so I was like, fuck it. And I just started going ham. I just started going ham. I was like, let me do the dishes. Let me clean the house. Let me fucking, oh my God, what else can I do? Let me write a song. Let me get my timing. Let me practice. I sang like 3 different albums. And this was at, oh, and then I made breakfast. And this was all before noon. Okay. And then kept going about my day. Right? I took a resting break. I didn't sleep. I rest sometimes, but once I'm awake, I have a hard time falling asleep. So some people may perceive me as having a lot of free time. I'm basically sleeping. If I'm resting, if I am not doing anything, it's because I'm catching up my body physically. Even though my mind, once it's on, doesn't shut off. It's like a computer program. You can't just like power down willy nilly. That Bob Ross is pretty good. Thank you. Okay, so then I fit in a fucking not a regular tarot reading. I did an ancestral channeling today. Christ, oh fucking mighty. It was good too. It was great. I oh man, bad. It was fucking bomb as fuck. Um, and that was, by like 8 o'clock. I fit in laundry and a shower and doing full face of makeup. Then recorded a song and was working with Dom and started writing a new fucking book for whatever reason. Thank you. Um, I can't believe how much. So here we are. Now I'm streaming, Oily Boy. So I'm gonna need to go to bed. Take that energy. There you go. Wake the fuck up, cause like I don't know how to shut the fuck down. They're not. I think they are pretty new. I don't remember. I think they didn't follow tonight. Right. They followed another time, but they haven't really talked. They chatted a lot the first time they were here. Like how we're talking about them like they're not in front of us. Um, but I don't really quite remember them either. Got some new subs though. Thanks, y'all. Um, right. Boily Boy's here like every night though, so you were here once, I think, right when you first followed me, and this is your second time back. Because your name is not cliche, but it's very of the community, so it's like, okay, see, isn't that funny? There you go. Okay, from Hawaii. Hey, okay, thank you. I was like, bro, what? Thank you. That makes sense because I saw how many messages we exchanged, and I was like, I don't remember shamanic awakening. What the fuck? You're acting all familiar. Mine. Okay, I think it was at the same. You don't live in Hawaii? I thought I was talking to somebody the same around the same time that you showed up. Someone was talking about living in Hawaii, or you had lived in Hawaii. You were talking to someone about Hawaii, so maybe it wasn't that you were Hawaiian. Okay, I don't remember. But it was that night where someone else that came in was. Oh my god, I bought a golden healer once that was like this big. I loved it, and I just don't even remember where I put it right now. What the fuck? Why is there suddenly 8? I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do a quick stream. I'm just gonna read for 20 minutes. We're just gonna do a fucking minute long ads. There was 8 people here, and only half y'all lurking. And 2 of y'all subscribed. Y'all got me all night. We're gonna get lit. We're gonna do a 24-hour binge. We're doing not a 24-hour stream. I'm gonna stay up for 24 hours tonight, probably. Y'all win. Y'all win. Thank you. Appreciate it. I am magnetic. I know that. I don't know if I appreciate it actually. I appreciate you taking notice of who I am, but sometimes being a magnet is irritating. I'm very few people who resist it, and those who do are pulling so hard that it's annoying for me. Where I say, "Turn around!" And they're the worst ones, the ones who try to repel me. Um, I don't try to read. I tell Wow, thanks. The loot goblin has looted goblins. I mean, I don't know. That was so nice. Cool. Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm staying up. That's what I was saying. Oh shit, I have to roll an ad though. So we're gonna do 3 minutes so we have more time because apparently I'm not going anywhere. BRB. Or okay, are we gonna read or are we gonna chat though? Right? Because like we could go back to chat mode and you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's fine. What a guy. Yeah, no, I love that though. Um, what do you think? Let's just do another minute and okay. Read then chat. They're two separate things. Or both. Okay, we'll stay in reading mode. I'll do a 3 minute ad break. Yeah, I will be back. I love you all. We're staying in reading mode. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's yeah, sweet that you asked, especially after the gifts. Appreciate it. It's funny, before you all got here, I was talking about how I liked Twitch as a community. So kind of funny that this would happen because this is like, it's really fun. Um um okay, so Oh my god, a lot is happening, okay? A lot is fucking happening. I'm not talking about any of it. I'm reading the goddamn book. Okay. Every day I read the book. Every day, every day I read the book. No, actually, it's every day I write the book, and that's also true because I'm a writer, not much of a reader. I do tarot, but I have been taking a break from the stream to do tarot on here. Means a lot to me that y'all appreciate it. But if you always want a personal reading, anytime available, anytime, even if I'm not doing tarot on the stream. Sorry, my description things don't work. I fuck my website. I love it so much, but editing it, I don't care to maintain it. It's horrible. I know. It's so much work I do for one person. I told you what I did today. I told you all the things I do in a day, and that was just like a medium day. It was a long one. But a lot of that was travel time and some other things. And like, I still enjoyed my Saturday off. That was my Saturday off, if you can imagine. Is it Saturday, Sunday? What day? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What day is it? That was Saturday. It's not Sunday. Okay. Right. So my Saturday off. Um, love that. Wolfie's great. Sunday morning brings the dawning. It's just a waste restless feeling by my side. How? Because I'm more fixated on a lot of the other ones. Early dawning, Sunday morning. It's all the wasted years so close behind. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. Nothing at all. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Who's accompanying me? Um, are you kidding me? That'll fucking be crazy. It's gotta be like cool, fucking right. Like you go slam. Fuck yeah. That's so cool. Oh my god. That's very cool. That's very cool. That's so cool. Because, well, we could talk about that actually. It's not that's yeah. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. See, it's fun. Fun. I like you down. Yeah. You work fast too. That's what I like about you is it's the speed of things that because I can't think about stuff too much. And that's why I don't learn editing and mixing and stuff because if I'm even working on a project too long, I'm like, Fuck this. I do not care." And it's not because I lack patience, it's because I lack, uh it's not it is care. It's like I lack care. It's like, if something is meant to be, it will be, so it's like, if I pick it up later, I guess I don't know how to explain that. It's like, I can see that I do what's important to me in the moment, so if it becomes less important in a moment, it may get done eventually, but the speed of things helps me complete them. So if I think about it too much or dwell too much, if it triggers any level of stress in me, I'm gonna stop doing it because I am always trying to cope with my stress. I have PTSD. Basically, I have PTSD, but I also did a bunch of drugs, and I'm a female at birth. So I get a period every month, and that basically means that I act like Terry Belfleur having a flashback in the woods, but on V. Okay, so that was a True Blood reference. Basically, yes, that's me. So if something triggers stress, triggers stress, triggers Right. 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 We love an honest moment about PTSD. We don't love a PTSD moment, right? So if something stresses me out and has the potential to trigger me, which basically anything on a computer, anything on a phone does. And I already do a lot on the computer and the phone. I stream, I make content, I take pictures, I make reels, I edit, I write, record. I already do a fucking lot on these bitches. And I just can't fucking stand them sometimes. I love you all so many, my machines, my babies. I love them. I appreciate everything you do. Look at how cool life became because you are here. I'm talking to my phones and my laptop because I appreciate all the work and the creativity that I'm able to convey and connect. 555. I love being able that we're here, right? Appreciate it. However, I get very frustrated by it. And the fact that it is inanimate makes me want to take my frustration out on it. I've broken many phones. I have broken some computers, right? Thank you. Me too. That's why I don't edit. That's why I don't mix, master, produce, none of that. I said it's why. Because it's gonna piss me off. I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. That's good. I don't know how much I meditate intentionally or how much of my life just goes into states of meditation. Part of the job. The meditation music on sometimes at night, sometimes while I'm working during the day and stuff like that. Love that. Easy to lose track of days for sure. Well, I get it though. It kind of freaks you out. Find a different thing for you. Look, we might be working on something pretty cool. So we'll see. Because I don't love everything I sent you anyway, so I just did that take like that whole I spoke through it. You know what I'm talking about. So the beginning and the end of that I really liked a lot, by the way. So you can also experiment in the in between because I have nothing to put there. Listen to so let's say. Um we should talk more about that. We don't need to talk about it on stream though. It's just funny you brought it up. Didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah. You're using the no, yeah, didn't I? What are you talking about? Did you not get the track of just the vocals? No. You just said on my singing. What do you mean? Drugs hurt my brain. No. I sent you the first thing. I think you may have missed one. Maybe I never sent it. Double check. I sent you the take. You haven't even heard it yet, Dom? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's why this doesn't make sense to you. Yeah, this one. Very first one. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I can't believe you thought that what I sent you was what I sent you. Or yeah, down one. Yeah. Isn't that there should be no music on that. I thought there was no music on that. It's like the 13-minute one. Because the one with them together is like the long. Okay. I emailed you so it would show back up. Should be 13 minutes and 20 seconds. 11? Oh god, that's depressing. Fuck your I'm sorry, I shouldn't say fuck anybody in your family, but fuck them. The fuck? I'm so sorry. No, the 30-minute one's not the one. The 13-minute one. Yeah. Glad you're back, man. Actually don't know your pronoun. Oh, me saying what I said is justified? I thought you meant you trying to do it is justified. I'm like, "No, baby, it's really not. Stop telling your 11-year-old self that." But me saying, "Fuck your family" is justified, then okay, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Delay in the chat. Yeah, justified. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck that. Um, Edward Scissorhands is kinda cute, but I actually hate it. 'Cause it's just like, damn. Like, well, it's not that I hate it, it's just morbid at the end, and I kind of prefer happy endings, especially for people that are unique, I guess. Not spoilers, but I don't know. If it's not good, do I care about spoilers? I kinda don't as much. I didn't even spoil anything. I just said it's not like a happy ending in an old ass movie. Should we read this? Y'all said, "Oh, read in chat, read in chat." We're just chatting. I was gonna be in chatting mode, and it says, "Now reading. Be here now." I promise, this is not in the book. Not in the book. Should we? What's? Yeah, I loved him too. That's why I was like, don't know how I feel. Um, what are you asking? I thought you told me not to do that. I did mark all the timing. I sent you a Google Doc. It's got all the time. So, and then in it, I also will say play, and then I get out of sync, and then I'll hook it back up. So you could even probably use YouTube. That's what I did for the first run, and then yeah, it's cool. Just got MXPX up to my head. Fucking tired and fuck. Still awake though. All right, are we gonna read? Oh, yay! I love that. No, no, no. I know. I'm enjoying talking to y'all. I just try to stay on track of what the screen says. So if we are in chat mode, I would simply put it in chat mode. But I usually like I click a ad and then come back and it's a different screen because sometimes like if I'm jumping the camera, it just ends up lagging and stuff. So it's just easier to do it that way. Oh, Loot Goblin has been a Loot Goblin. Literally. It's been quite a blessing. I'm so glad I decided to stream tonight. I have been awake for so long and it was like not only was it like so worth it, but like I was gonna do it anyway. I don't know how to explain that. I'm just really happy to be here. I'm glad I stayed. It's been an hour already. I said I was gonna be here 20, 40 minutes. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll make it to an hour. And now we've barely gotten into things. And look at how much the night has turned around. Because we're pulling an all-nighter tonight. No, no, we already did. We've already been awake for almost 24 hours. We are cutting it off after this, but hell yeah. Well, thank you. Because I don't even know you. You know what I mean? And you can assume I'm kind. I think I am, but I know that I'm not always, and I can't be kind to everyone. You know? Well, kindness and niceness are different. So here's the thing. Sometimes me being mean is my kindness to you. Sometimes me being closed off is the kindest thing I can do. And so it comes off as rude and people think I'm mean for certain things, but sometimes my kindness is to say, "Hey, I promise you, you do not want to interact with me." The best I can do for some people. So, um, what is that? I'll click it later, I guess. So, Let's read the book. It was just too impossible that this could have happened this way. The guy I was with didn't know all that stuff, and I was a tourist in a car, and the whole thing was just too far out. My mind went faster and faster and faster. Oh, I already read this bit about I had 2 categories, okay. Up until then, I had 2 categories for psychic experience. One was that they happened to somebody else and they haven't happened to me and they were terribly interesting. We certainly had to keep an open mind about it because that was my social science approach. And the other one was, well, man, I'm high on LSD. Who knows how it really is? After all, under the influence of a chemical, how do I know I'm not creating the whole thing? Because in fact, I had taken certain chemicals where I experienced the creation of total realities. The greatest example I have of this came about through a drug called JB318, which I took in a room at Millbrook. I was sitting on the third floor, and it seemed like nothing was happening at all. And into the room walked a girl from the community with a pitcher of lemonade, and she said, "I would like some lemonade." And I said, "That would I like some lemonade?" And I said, "That would be great." And she poured the lemonade, and she poured it, and she kept pouring, and the lemonade went all over the side of the glass and fell to the floor. And it went across the floor and up the wall and over the ceiling and down the wall and under my pants, which got wet, and it came back up into the glass. And when it touched the glass disappeared, and the lemonade disappeared. And then the wetness in my pants disappeared, and the girl disappeared. And I turned around and Ralph Metzner, and I said, "Ralph, the most extraordinary thing happened to me," and Ralph disappeared. I was afraid to do anything but just sit. Whatever this is, it's not nothing. Just sit. Don't move. Just sit. So I had experiences where I had seen myself completely create whole environments under the psychedelics, and therefore I wasn't eager to interpret the things very quickly because I, the observer, was at those times under the influence of psychedelics. But neither of these categories applied in this situation, and my mind went faster and faster. And then I felt like what happens when a computer is fed an insoluble problem. The bell rings and the red light goes on and the machine stops. And my mind just gave up. It burned out in circuitry. It's Zell to have an explanation. I needed something to get closure at the rational level, and there wasn't anything. There just wasn't a place I could hide in my head about this. And at the same moment, I felt this extremely violent pain in my chest and a tremendous wrenching feeling, and I started to cry, and I cried and cried and cried, and I wasn't happy, it wasn't sad, it was not that kind of crying. The only thing I could say is that I felt like I was home, like the journey was over and I had finished. Yeah. Well, I cried and they finally sort of spooned me up and took me to the home of the devotee, Hekesa, to stay overnight. That night I was confused, a great feeling of lightness and confusion. At one point in the evening, I was looking in my shoulder bag and came across the bottle of LSD. Wow, I finally met a guy who's going to know. He will definitely know what LSD is. I'll have to ask him. That's what I'll do. I'll ask him. Then I forgot about it. The next morning at 8 o'clock, a messenger comes. Maharahi wants to see you immediately. We went to the Land Rover, 3 miles to the temple. When I'm approaching him, he yells out to me, "Have you got a question?" And he's very impatient with all this nonsense. And he says, "Where's the medicine?" And I got a translation of this. He said medicine. I said, medicine? I never thought of LSD as medicine. And then somebody said, he must mean the LSD. LSD, he said, Acha, bring me the LSD. So I went to the car and I got a little bottle of LSD and I came back. Let me see. I poured it out on my hand. What's that? That's STP. That's Libarium. And that's a little bit of everything, sort of traveling kit. He said, it gives you cities. Never heard this word city before. So I asked him for a translation. He said, city was like translated as power. From where I was at in relation to these concepts, I thought that he would be like a little old man asking for power. Perhaps he was losing his vitality and wanted some vitamin B12. That was one thing I didn't have, and I felt terribly apologetic because I would have given him anything. If he wanted a Land Rover, he could have it, which, of course, yesterday he freaked out. He couldn't. Um, and I said, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I really felt bad. I didn't have anything to put back in the bottle." He looked at me and extended his hand, so I put it in his hand what's called a white lightning. This is an LSD pill, and it was one form special batch that made specially for me for traveling, and each pill was 305 micrograms of very pure, very good acid. Usually you start A man over 60, maybe with 50 to 75 micrograms, very gently so you don't upset him. 300 pure acid is a very solid dose. He looks at the pill and extends his hand further. So I put a second pill that's 610 micrograms and a third, okay, 950 micrograms in his palm. This is sizable for a first dose for anyone. Acha! Acha! He's funny. I like him. I think I can hear him. And he swallows them. I think I don't know who this man is. What did they call him? I already can't remember. It's like not Maharaj. Yeah, Maharaji. Um, and the way I was doing his movements, it's almost like character, like I knew him or something. I don't know who this is. I would guess that he's a bit present for the channeling, so to speak. So, acha! And he swallows them. I see them go down. There's no doubt. And that little scientist in me says, "This is going to be very interesting." All day long, I'm there, and every now and then he twinkles at me, and nothing happens. That was his answer to my question. Now you have the data I have. Next little bit. Okay, so that was the end. This is where I was reading to when the stream got cut off. 111, 1 hour and 11 minutes on the channel. Here's more people. Ashtanga Yoga. Let me see how long this section is. Okay, a big one. Another big one. Very big one. A pretty long one. Oh, but it's the last one until we get to the this is the last section of the introduction. Should we try to read it? Because we're reading right now. I'm pretty into it actually. I'm surprisingly into it. So Ashtanga Yoga. I was taken back to the temple. It was interesting. At no time was I asked, "Do you want to stay? Do you want to study?" Everything was understood. There were no contracts. There were no promises. There were no vows. There was nothing. Next day, the Maharaji, well, they don't call him the Maharaji. I'm thinking the Maharaja, which would be a different title or term. But the next day, Maharaji instructed them to take me out and buy me clothes. They gave me a room. Nobody ever asked me for a nickel. Nobody ever asked me to spread the word. Nobody did anything. There was no commitment whatsoever required. It was all done internally. This guru, Maharaji, has only his blanket. You see, he's in a place called Saha Samadhi, and he is not identified with this world as most of us identify with it. If you didn't want him, he'd just disappear altogether into the jungle or leave his body, but his devotees are always protecting him and watching him so they can keep him around. They've got an entourage around him, and people come and bring him gifts to the holy man because that's a part of the way in which you gain holy merit in India. And money piles up, so they build temples or they build schools. They will walk to a place, and there will be a saint who has lived in that place or a cave, and he'll say, "There will be a temple here." And they build a temple. And they do this all around Maharaji. He appears to do nothing. Yeah, an example of Maharaji style. I was once going through my address book and I came to Lama Govinda's name. He wrote the foundations of the Tibetan mysticism and the way of the white cloud. And I thought, gee, I ought to go visit him. I'm here in the Himalayas and it wouldn't be a long trip and I could go pay my respects. I must do that sometime before I leave. And the next day there's a message from Maharaji saying, "You are to go immediately to see Lama Govinda." Another time I had to go to Delhi, I had to work on my visa. I took a bus. This is the first time after 4 months that they let me out alone. They were so protective of me. I don't know what they were afraid of me to happen, but they always were sending somebody with me. They weren't giving me elopement privileges, as they say in mental hospitals, but they allowed me to go alone to Delhi. I took a 12-hour bus trip. I went to Delhi and was so high. I was through Connaught Place, and I went through barefoot, silent with a chalkboard. Was silent at the time. At American Express, writing my words, I was so high that not at one moment was there even a qualm or a doubt. So after a long day of doing my dramas with the health department and so on, it came time for lunch. I had been on this very fierce austerity diet. I had lost 60 pounds, I was feeling great, very light and very beautiful, but there was enough orality still left in me to want to have a feast. Vegetarian feast, I thought. I went to a fancy vegetarian restaurant. I got a table over in a corner and ordered their special deluxe vegetarian dinner for nuts to nuts, and I had the whole thing. And it last serve was a vegetarian ice cream with 2 English biscuits stuck into it. Those biscuits were the sweetest thing. Always been a big part of my life, but I knew somehow maybe I shouldn't be eating those. So far from my diet. It's not vegetables, it's not rice. But almost secretly eating the cookies in the dark corner. I was feeling very guilty about eating these cookies. But nobody's watching me, and I went to the Buddhist monastery for the night, and the next day took the bus back to the mountain. 2 days later, we heard Maharaji's back. He had been up the mountain in another little village. He travels around a lot, moves from place to place. I hadn't seen him in about a month and a half. I didn't see much of him at all. We went rushing to see Maharaya, and I got a big bag of oranges to bring him, and I came and took one look at him, and the oranges went flying, and I started crying and fell down, and they were patting me. Maharahi was eating oranges as fast as he could, and I fell down, and they were patting me. Wait, oh, I feel him. You see how I'm bouncing? Channeling. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. Some of it's channeling with them. It's a lot of really spiritual people. It's easy to feel them. They come through very plainly and clearly, I would say. Um, good. Good. I'm glad I could bring you this moment. Yeah. Because somebody used to read stories to you in a different language, or maybe not. But those are the stories you need. Okay. Um, Maharahi was eating oranges as fast as he could, manifesting through eating food the process of taking on the karma of someone else. Women bring him food all day long. He just opens his mouth and they feed him, and he's taking on karma that way. And he ate 8 oranges right before my eyes. I had never seen anything like that. And the principal of the school was feeding me oranges, and I was crying. The whole thing was very maudlin. He pulls me by the hair, and I look up, and he says to me, "How do you like the biscuits?" I'd be at my temple, and I'd think about arranging for a beautiful llama in America to get some money or something like that. Then I'd go to bed and I'd pull the covers over my head, and perhaps a very worldly thought, I would think about what I'd do with all my powers when I got them, perhaps a sexual thought. And then I thought, saw Maharaj would tell me something like, "You perhaps want to give money to a llama in America." And I'd feel like I was such a beautiful guy. And then suddenly I'd be horrified with this realization that if he knew that thought, then he must know that one too. Oh, 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 oh. I look at the ground, and when I finally steal a glance at him, he'd be looking at me with such total love. Now, the impact of these experiences was very profound, as to say in the Sikh region. Once you realize God knows everything, you're free. I've been through many years of psychoanalysis and still I've managed to keep private places in my head. I wouldn't say they were big labeled categories, but they were certain attitudes or feelings that were still very private. And suddenly I realized that he knew everything that was going on in my head all of the time, and that he still loved me because who we are is behind all that. I said to Hari Das Baba, my teacher at the time, "Why is Maharahi never tells me the bad things I think?" And he says it does not help your sadhana, your spiritual work. He knows it all, but just does the things that help you. Thank you. The sculptor had said he loved Maharahi so much. We should keep the Land Rover up there. The Land Rover was just sitting around, and so Maharahi got the Land Rover after all for that time. And then one day I was told we were going on an outing up the Himalayas for the day. This is a very exciting because I never left my room in the temple. Now in the temple around Maharaji, there were 8 or 9 people. Bhagwan Das and I were the only Westerners. In fact, at no time I was there did I see any other Westerners. It's clearly not a Western scene, and in fact, I was specifically told when returning to the United States that I was not to mention Maharaji's name or where he was or anything. Cool. Nice. Yeah. I hope you're eating. Um, so there are 8 or 9 people. Whenever there's a scene, I walk last, the lowest man on the totem pole. Hmm. No, the few people that have slipped by this net and figured out from clues in my speech and their knowledge of India where he was and have gone to see him were thrown out immediately, very summarily dismissed, which is very strange. All I can do is pass the information on to you. I think the message is that you don't need to go anywhere else to find what you are seeking. There were 8 or 9 people wherever they were seen, and I walked last, the lowest man on the totem pole. They all loved me and honored me, and I was the novice, like in a karate or judo class, when you stand in the back until you learn more. I was always in the back, and they were always teaching me. I went in the Land Rover. Maharaj was in front. Bhagwan Das was driving. Bhagwan Das turned out to be very high in the scene. He was very, very highly thought of and honored. He had started playing the sitar. He's a fantastic musician, and the Hindu people loved him. Udu Bahan held the music so high that they would go out on it. So Bhagwan Das was driving, and I was in the back of the Land Rover camping with the woman and some luggage. And we went up to the hills and came to a place where we stopped and we were given apples and the orchards, and we looked at a beautiful view. Stayed about 10 minutes, and then Maharaj says, "We've got to go on now." Got in the car, we went further up the hill and came to a forestry camp. So his devotees are people in the forestry department, so they make this available to him. So we got this place. There was a building waiting and a caretaker. "Oh, Maharaji, you grace us with your presence." He was inside with the man that is there to take care of him or be with him all the time. And we sat on the lawn. After a little while, a message came out. "Maharaj wants to see you." And I got up and went in and sat down on the porch in front of him. And he looked at me and said, "Do you make people laugh in America?" I said, "Yes, I like to do that." "Good. Do you like to feed children?" "Yes, sure." "Good." Asked a few more questions like that. It seemed to be nice, but and then smiled, and he reached forward and he tapped me on the forehead just 3 times, and that's all. The other fellow came along and lifted me and walked me out the door. I was completely confused. I didn't know what happened to me, why he'd done it, what it had been about. When I walked out, the people in the yard saw that I looked as if I were very high state. Said tears were streaming down my face, but all I felt inside was confusion. I never felt any further understanding of it since then. Didn't know what it was all about. Did not idle movement, because the minute that was over, we all got back in the car and went home. Pass it on to you, now. What I know about that. It's an interesting thing. I don't know what it means yet. Haridas Baba was my teacher. I taught this by this man with a chalkboard in the most terse way possible. I'll get up early, take my bath in the river or out on a pail with a lota, a bowl. I'll go in, do my breathing exercises, my paran. It's not paran. Par, pranayam, pranayam, and my hatha yoga. Meditate, study, and around 11:30 in the morning, this man would arrive, and with chalkboard he would write something down. If a pickpocket meets a saint, he sees only his pockets. He gets up and he leaves, or you write. If you wear shoe leather, the whole earth is covered with leather. These were his way of teachings about motivation affects perception. His teaching seemed to be no teaching because he always taught from within. That is, the lessons aroused in me just affirmation as if I already knew. When starting to teach me about what it meant to be hahisma or nonviolent and the effect on the environment around you, the vibrations, when he started to teach me about energy and vibrations, the opening statement was snakes no heart. Yogis in the jungle need not fear. Because if you're pure enough, cool it, don't worry. But you've got to be very pure. Oh, thank you. Fuck yeah for the bits. Thank you very much. It's an exciting night. It's a good night, right? Thank you, everybody, for making it that way. Um, so his teachings was of this nature. And it was not until a number of months later that I got a hold of Vivekananda's book, Raha Yoga, and I realized that he had been teaching me Raha Yoga very systematically, an exquisite scientific system that had been originally enunciated somewhere in between 500 BC and 500 AD by Patanjali in a set of sutras or phrases, and it's called Ashtanga Yoga, or eight limbed yoga, also known as Raja or Kingly Yoga. This beautiful yogi was teaching me this wisdom with simple metaphor and brief phrase. Now, though I am a beginner on the path, I've returned to the West for a time to work out karma or unfulfilled commitment. Part of this commitment is to share what I have learned with those of you who, pardon me, are on a similar journey. One can share a message through telling our story, as I've just done, through the teachings and methods of yoga or singing or making love. Each of us finds his unique vehicle for sharing others his wisdom. For me, the story is but a vehicle for sharing with you the true message, living faith in what is possible. We made it. Jagat Gurudev Baba Neem Karoli Mahara Mahasamadhi, September 11, 1973. Baba Ram Das is a friend of the Lama Foundation, but we are not affiliated in any official way. Since his most recent return to the West from India, he has been floating about in the ocean of love, carried by the winds of desire, beings he can serve. And that concludes the introduction. Yeah. What? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is where it gets weird, right? That was just the intro. The rest of the book's not really much reading. You not know about this book? You really don't know about this book? You actually born in 1969 and don't know about this book? You don't know Be Here Now? This isn't ringing a bell. Ram Das, not it. See what I'm saying? Most of the book is not really. Were you just joking with me? From Bindu to Ahas, from Bindu to Ahas, from Bindu to Ahas, from Bindu to Ahas. Well, you made reference to your child in 69. I don't fucking know. To Maharahi Afus Ashirbad blessing. This is a manifestation. The heart cave. Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Unless you start again, become that trusting, open, surrender being, the energy can't come in. That is the kingdom of heaven. The energy is the same thing, cosmic consciousness. Consciousness equals energy, love equals awareness, awareness equals light, light equals wisdom, wisdom equals beauty, beauty equals truth, truth equals purity. It's all the same trip, it's all the same. Any trip you want to take leads you to the same place. This is basically Dr. Seuss for adults who do drugs. I think mine would be. No, I'm kidding. Come on, not on the book, not on the book. Purify enough, become immersed, beauty, become it. The potter becomes his pot. Embrace the 10,000 beautiful visions. Become one with the universe. All the energy passes through you. You are all the energy. And it all resides in your heart. If you can go within your spiritual heart, your freedom, you will then know that you are He. And it is from this place in our heart cave where we are now, where we watch the entire drama that is our lives. We watch with the illusion with unbearable compassion. This is a pretty page to me. So. There's writing happening. Maybe that's hard for you to understand. I am here, but yeah, right. It was really pretty. I really liked it. Um, Back piece. There is. I'll look for page 3. FYI, I'll be here now. Post intro. There is writing happening. Maybe that's hard for you to understand. I am here, but I am not here. I'm writing, but I am not writing. Inside of me is the heart cave, is a mantra going on that reminds me who I really am over and over and over again, this inner peace I am. And even as I write where this mantra is going on, I'm just watching over with great awe and wonder the awesome drama of nature unfold before my very eye, before that eye which sees all and knows all, and on and on. Inside goes Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. I don't know how I just knew that. I don't know why I just sang that like that. That's so weird. I didn't even really read that. I've been trying to slowly pronounce all these Indian Hindi words and this whole time. And that just came out very naturally, didn't it? I must have heard this, yes. Or somebody, yes, the reading is easy when they're all dead. It's channeling, again, the spiritual people. Always bringing me right to my heart, where I dwell eternally. Om Mani Padme Hum. I wonder if I could just read it like this. Good idea. When you have quieted your mind enough and transcended your ego enough, you can hear how it really is. So, when you are with a candle flame, you are the candle flame. And when you are with another being's mind, you are the other being's mind. When there is a task to do, you are the task. The mindless quality of total involvement that comes only when the ego is quiet and there is no attachment. It is only when you reside quietly in your own Sridayam that you become He of total light, unbearable compassion, and infinite power. Some of his teachings are infuriating to me. It is so, oh my God, I keep using the word object, and I don't even know if it's a real word, but there is just something so kind of like wrong about it, but it's so, he was a pioneer, so it's not much to compare it to. He was one of many pioneers, but he was in the early days and in the movement and obviously sacred, blessed by holy men. So I understand 33333 on the time. I understand who he is. I understand his importance, but god damn, this is so it's like, how is this as far as you got with all that fucking acid that you did? Like all the drugs, and this is, but you know what? We're in the beginning of the book. Maybe he evolves, but listening to the story in the beginning was cringy as fuck. So I'm curious about that. It's like I got so much further without the fucking drugs. What the fuck is this? It's like you were a grown ass man doing these. Maybe it is good I did them during my formative years. I'm not trying to yell over the book. I'm allowed to have criticisms. I am your predecessor. I write the next one. I am supposed to change. I am supposed to be progression. I'm supposed to complain. I am supposed to fix it, make it better. And someone someday, they shall do the same to me. Okay? Fuck. Love that. See, if you get far enough in, you can see karma. You can see patterns unfolding of which this life is only a part of a mosaic. But in order to do that, you have to left the gravitational field of time and space as a matrix. You can't think in time and space. You can't be in your thoughts anymore because your thoughts are still in time and space. You can't get out of time through them. You've got to be outside that. You've got to be in the place where you'll see your own conception, birth, childhood, adolescence, maturity, age, death. And not only that, but that one and that one and that too. Very Alice in Wonderland. The butterfly. I am without form, without limit, beyond space, beyond time. I am everything. Everything is me. I am bliss of the bliss of the universe. Everything I am I. I totally read that wrong, but I loved the improvisation. Ram Tirtha. But you're still only seeing hints. You've got a way to go yet. Gate, para some gate, but sava. Gone, beyond. Hail the goer, hail the goer. Beyond even conceiving of a place beyond which you can go, beyond who's adventurous enough to want to go on that journey. Do you realize when you go on that journey, in order to get to the destination, you can never get to the destination? In the process, you must die, Pretty fierce journey, pretty fierce requirement. We want volunteers. Hellfire. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. Girl, who you talking to? You ain't even done it yet. I'm so sorry to break it to you. You're still a baby. It didn't even develop your ego. Do you have British relatives, British ancestors? Yeah, I had somebody you were related to was a pretty famous musician. British though, I don't know. They're dead, they're deceased. So it's this funny thing. My boy, somebody who knows you way better than I do. Anyways, I only have like 11 minutes until I have to roll the ad break. I feel like so I usually have a scarf on my chair and it's just getting kind of hot out, kind of warm. And I felt like it just kept sliding and falling. But now I just all I hear is the squeak of the leather on everything. It's so annoying that I didn't realize the scarf was serving such a purpose. I thought it was just decor. I'm rolling 3 minutes and I'll be back to chat for a little bit and then I am going to go. It's been almost 2 hours. I'm really proud of myself. We'll see if I can make it full 2 hours. That'd be nice, but I have my doubts. Okay, back to chat mode. So we finally got through the introduction of Be Here Now. Pretty great stuff. Gotta love it. Um, I was gonna try to make it to 2 hours, but y'all got well, I don't know. Is anybody down to chat for 20 minutes or am I just gonna go? I know I was just reading, so everyone was being quiet and listening to the book. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a bitch about that. I'm tired. I would prefer when my streams are rounded up to the hour. I don't mind it. Okay. I was just checking in. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. I'd like to chat with y'all for 20 minutes. We can talk about the book if you have any questions or just want to talk about anything. It's now free time. So, um, once more, if you're just kind of checking back, I'm about to put these back on. These look so nice, by the way. Red would not be my first choice. It was random. They just brought me a red bag and it had red glasses in it. And I was like, wow, fucking dope. They actually look so nice. Love them. I have pink, I have my rose tints, purple and grayish green and all kinds of colors, but the red is surprisingly nice. Surprisingly nice. That's healing, baby. Yeah. Okay. Um, but yeah, I am really excited. Dom fucking rocks. So he's like working on some stuff with me musically, which is exciting. Because hopefully, since he's like a much better musician and does a lot more editing and works even faster than I do somehow, I feel like we make a good team, despite the fact that we literally live across the world from each other. Twitch family band, what are you gonna do? It's what it is. Um, what's that supposed to mean? Girl, it wasn't supposed to mean anything. It's somebody asking you a question. You said ask me anything. Somebody asked you something, you're gonna be a bitch. You've been a bitch the whole night. What's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. Um, I'm teasing because I think it's a well, it's not a loaded question, but it's music is the influence. Music is the influence. That has changed so much over time. I went to my first concert in the womb. It was Rush. My first favorite song was probably Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush, like Games Without Frontiers. That's like the first song I remember really loving. It was in the apartment I lived in until I was 4. I was probably like 2 or 3 years old. Just Games Without Frontiers, you know? Um, and then more Kate Bush. Somewhat Peter Gabriel when I got a little bit like when I was like 8, I was really into In Your Eyes, but cute. I don't know what that means. Kate Bush, Rubber Band Girl was the jam. You know how kids just really want to hear the one song? Like, like they are all into Baby Shark. Maybe it's just fixed sign kids. I don't know. Rubber Band Girl was the jam from 4 to 8, probably. And then I was like, I really like In Your Eyes. 4 viewers. So Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush when I was really young, I would say was the first influences, easily. Um, I liked pop music, and it was like my parents liked the 80s music, but Kate Bush is very special, and I think that I always admired, like even in my youth, I think Peter Gabriel was interesting because of the way he fucked with Kate Bush so heavily, and like I liked seeing the masculine energy of being down for like the weird girl witch energy, right? Like because he was so kind of popular or whatever, and she wasn't. So I think their dynamic was very alluring for each of them. But Kate Bush separately, I think, transcended very fast for me. But as I got older, I got more into Peter Gabriel. I was like, this motherfucker's weird. Fuck. But I think I like Kate Bush better at this point. Got even older and was like, whoa, Kate Bush is even weirder. Granted, influenced by Peter Gabriel, but that's not the point. They're a cool duo. Um, yeah, fuck it. You're asking some no, you're trying to get work done and be productive, and you're already tired and need to wake up. Do not shotgun that beer. It's too late. You already probably did because I said fuck it, just do it. Taking advice from someone who's been awake for almost 24 hours. I wouldn't. You funny. Um, I did really like pop music. Avril Lavigne, I guess, like that. But yeah, I've always had some kind of strong musical influence, but it definitely changes. And Grateful Dead would be another big mile marker. Jane's Addiction before that. Yeah. I'm a gate. It's Barbie as a gatekeeper. Don't give a fuck. It's okay. I'm not really. So I saw her play on All That and was like, never mind. I will never forget that day. My dreams were crushed that I no longer had the hots for Avril Lavigne because I saw her perform live and was like, this sucks. I didn't even see her in real life. I saw her on TV perform live and I was like, not even on TV can you pull it off. Fuck this. You know? Some people have bad days, but I think it was just who she was. Kind of like her newer stuff more. It was the Loot Goblin, Princess Boo Boo. So fucking tired. Um, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend. No way, no way. I think you need a new one. Hey, you, I could be your girlfriend. What? Great Bid Sea Beast? No, Great Bid. Who? Kind of Great Bid Sea was the best live performance? Who would that be for me? Ooh, good question. That's a good question. Who's my who will give the best live performance? I could probably say the top 3 would absolutely comes to mind String Cheese, George Clinton, Flaming Lips, hands down. I've seen so many hundreds. I've been to so many festivals and I would catch as many bands as I could. You don't get to see everyone. Big Boy honestly is up there, but the other 3 I named I've seen more than once. Big Boy I only got to see one show. It was the hypest shit ever. Really stands out. Really stands out. Um, you know what's funny? The Pogues really also stands out to me because I think I was drunk. Thank you, Coro, for the follow. Um, but there was nothing really spectacular. It was just a lot of people up there. Gogo Bordello, damn, impressive live. Thank you. Got them from a fucking 11-year-old or whatever, right? I got them from it's a birthday party is what I meant. But like they gave me a gift bag because I was working and da 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 da. Doesn't matter. I don't need to tell everyone the backstory of everything I own all the damn time. Anyways, very cool, right? Thank you. I have been awake for a long time. I was trying to stream for another 10 minutes just to like make it to 2 hours, but I think I'm being kind of mean. I think I should just go. I think I'm just gonna go, you guys. I feel so like I'm getting tired. I think it was a great stream though. I can't believe I was gonna stream for 20 or 40 minutes and I lasted almost 2 fucking hours. I'm really proud of myself for that. Proud of myself. What? Why? You're forcing yourself to do it. You chose to do it. Right. Wanted to do it. I like streaming. I got a whole this was a great stream. Whole bunch of new subs, few new followers, some bits, some cheers, whatever the fuck. Cool. Great conversation. Finish the fucking intro of the Ram Dass book. Like, what a great stream. What a great night. What a great day. What a great morning. What a great 24 fucking hours. It may not sound like a good idea. It may sound irresponsible. It may sound even borderline dangerous. And I should take note that I do not have a car right now. So I do not operate heavy machinery throughout the day in that way, right? But staying awake for 24 hours really helps. Um, it kind of really helps you. how to say, like, appreciate how much time you get in the day, in that increment of time where it's like so much can happen. I did have like different sections of the day, right? And at no point did I feel bad. Everything I did today felt very good. Um, because I wanted to be awake. It was not a forced thing. It was a voluntary thing. So even if you're forced to do it, maybe take on the perspective of like, ah, yes, a new perspective on the way I can categorize or break up my day or appreciate the time it takes to sleep and how much could be happening while I'm sleeping. But then I rather am, I don't know, it's of equal importance. You get so much done while you're sleeping. Imagine how important it is to sleep if the alternative is doing all those things. Does that make sense? So as long as you can come back down at the end of it, I think it's kind of a it's a I don't know, it's giving me gratitude. It's giving me gratitude. It was a very fulfilling, wholesome day. It doesn't always work out that way. Some people are too stressful and draining. Spent most of my day alone or with people I really love. So that's great. It went well. Other times I'm even way crankier than this. You know. Okay, cool everybody. I can't make it to 2 hours. I'm gonna go. I love you all so much. Good night. Good luck. See you in the morning. I'm kidding. I don't know why I said that. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again. Maybe tonight. Can't remember what day it is or what I gotta do. The fuck? Me? I don't know what that means. You lost me at Shroud. Shroud. I love you all so much. I hope my song, I'll have a teaser or something soon, or more info about it. These musical influences, so to be spoken. Um, See you when I see ya. Sorry, I'm not a scheduler. If you're new here, especially if you're like a sub, I don't make a schedule. I used to be on one, and then I tried to like actually physically schedule it on Twitch, and I was always late. And I was like, fuck that. I'll just pick days. And now I'm like, fuck picking days. I'm just gonna stream when I feel like it. And if I go too long, I'm like, all right, I'll make time. And sometimes I do it every night. So it just depends. It's pretty random. Probably be on tonight. Can't think of a reason why not. So until then, or until the next one, I love you all. And thank you for one of the best streams ever in such a short amount of time. So impromptu, so late, right? I'll see you when I see ya. Mwah.